What's up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Boogie2988 coming at you live once again through the power of the internet. And I was not going to film a rambling video today, but I know some of you who know where I live, Northwest Arkansas, you may be aware that we just got some severe weather, and that weather caused some severe flooding. And I know some of you don't follow me on social media, so I thought I'd make a little video to let you guys know that we are okay. Everything is fine. We are healthy. We are dry. That's not the case for a lot of my family and friends, people who live in this area. A lot of people have homes that are still flooded. Their streets, still plenty of streets are closed. And that's just the county I live in here, Washington County. You know, I live right outside of a small town called Fayetteville, a small city called Fayetteville. And the people over there in Bentonville, where the Walmart home office is, where the rich people live, they got it 10 times worse, so much worse. And all of just this general area for 100 miles in either direction. Tons of flooding. Tons of property damage, and people have died. There have been, I think, my wife said 7 people have died in this, and that very well could have been me. It could have been any family member we have. Fortunately, we are lucky. Our housing development has very good drainage. It's kind of built on slight incline, so it all goes downhill. It's one of the reasons we chose this house. We do have bad drainage in our yard, but we're okay. We're okay this time. It almost got into the garage, though, and if it gets into the garage, that's where the magic cards are. So I will be very upset. Or I should say my home insurance will be very upset, I guess, if that ever does happen. But fortunately, what do you do when your house floods? What do you do? Do you just, stay on your bed and hope that the cops come to evacuate? What do you do? Do you just live there in the house where there's water up to your knees and glass and sewage and shit? What do you do? I don't know what you do. That's insane. Here's what I will tell you. They say April showers brings May flowers. Well, I'm expecting some pretty nice fucking flowers because that was not fun. But other than spotty internet and spotty electricity, we're fine. A lot of people don't have internet yet. A lot of people still don't have electricity. We are fine. To my friends and family who had to barely escape this thing, good job, though. But we're okay. That's the important thing. A few other things I'd like to talk to you about. Some people have been asking me, Boogie, where are your unboxings? Where are your unboxings? Did you buy any of the new Magic set? Yes. And sometimes my unboxings will go on the main channel, but that's only if we have a sponsor. We didn't have a sponsor this time around. Sometimes they go on the secondary channel, Boogie Plays, but that place is kind of a ghost town. Where it's been mostly lately is my Twitch feed. And again, if you want to follow me on Twitch, twitch.com or twitch.tv/boogie2988. It's exactly the same as here. I will warn you, though, if you do come over to watch me unbox stuff on Twitch, and I do unbox a few packs of cards every night that I stream. I keep plenty of Pokemon. You can see right here. Huge piles of Pokemon and Magic cards, all for the sake of opening. Some of this I buy, some of this sent by fans for the P.O. Box. I have a P.O. Box if you want to send me stuff, by the way. I'll list that in the description box below. And you can send me whatever the hell you want to. I like postcards. A simple postcard that shows you or your family or your friends or something, or just the area you live in, is fascinating to me. Please feel free to send me a postcard. Anyway. That's where those unboxings are. And that's where they'll stay for the foreseeable future because people love to watch me unbox cards live on Twitch. And I hope that you will join us there. Especially because of this whole YouTube shakeup and the ad buys being down and a lot of other people coming to Twitch and moving to stuff. So we should talk about health a little bit. I think I was quite sick last week. Now I'm having the lasting bronchitis that I get every time that I ever have pollen stuff or sickness in the summer. A lot of infected sinuses, a lot of just coughing up stuff. Keeps trying to move into my lungs, but thanks to a respiratory therapist who taught me quite a bit when I was young, I don't get pneumonia, but I'm sure I will one day. They often told me it'd be my lungs that killed me. Well, surprise on you, respiratory therapist. I found a different way to... Anyway, just keep in mind, kids, you see a lot of fat men, and you see a lot of old men. You don't see a lot of old fat men. So don't make my mistakes. Learn better from my mistakes. That actually reminds me. We talked to the weight loss doctor last week. He said something to me that really hit a nerve. And if you don't know this, with this weight loss stuff, we have dozens of meetings. Several meetings with my doctor, several meetings with the nutritionist, several meetings with group therapy, several meetings with exercise therapist, all this stuff. We had one last week. We had 2 last week. I think we got 1 this week. We got 2 more the next week. And pretty much for the foreseeable future until we get all of the work done for the weight loss stuff. Again, let me say, easy way out my ass. This is costing a fortune and taking a buttload of time to get it done. But we're getting it done, and that's all that matters. Anyway, long story short, though, my doctor asked me what my time was spent doing. And I told him the truth. I said, I play some video games. I lay around in bed and keep my legs up from lymphedema and mess around with like my iPad and my Switch and my 3DS. But for the most part, I said I work. And that's going to sound, that's going to hit some of you wrong because you don't consider YouTube work. And I've heard it all before. Oh, yeah, that's not really a job. Well, I love it, so it doesn't feel like a job all the time. But there's a lot of time that goes into it. 40, 50, 60 hours a week sometimes. And people are like, well, how's that possible? You only stream 3 hours a night. And then, that's only it's only 21 hours a week, right? So where's the other time go? Well, it goes into this. Well, you only make 4 10-minute videos. But in each 10-minute video, like a video like this one, maybe an hour's worth of work goes into it. I sit down, I film. Sometimes I need to take a second or third take because I don't like something I said and I don't like to edit these. Then I will upload it and then I'll promote it and do all the metadata. And maybe I'm done in an hour and a half. On some of the bigger projects, we're talking 10, 12 hours sometimes. Like my new video game series, I do all the research and I do all the editing and I even script it out a little bit to get an outline of what I want to say. And then I look for the images and I embed it and then I edit, I film, I edit, I film, I edit, I film, I edit, I film, I edit. That's a 5 or 6 hour project. So that one alone is a 6 to 7. And then of course you got the stream Twitch, then you got the Twitch streaming and then you got the work that goes into the back end of the business, all the phone calls and all of the conversations with the YouTubers, the conversations with collabs, the conversations with sponsors and all the emails and all. There's a lot of boring shit. For every 10 minutes of video you see, there's 40 hours of boring shit that's behind it. But that's part of the job. But anyway, he asked me, I told him I spend, either I'm working, I'm sleeping, or sometimes I'm laying in bed, resting my legs and playing some video games. And he says, well, your life's going to have to change quite a bit because you got to make time for you. And I didn't really understand what that meant when he said it. I said, well, here's the thing. I plan to let my job be the replacement. They always tell me in group therapy for this weight loss surgery, replace your bad habit with a good one. And I really like working on YouTube. I really like working on Twitch. I want to do lots more of it. And he's like, you got to make time for you. And what does that mean? What does that mean? And I've really been thinking about it. And I think the most obvious answer, the surface answer is exercise. Obviously, I do not do a lot of exercise. I do my DDP once a week. I get up and walk around the house a little bit. That's not really exercise. And after meeting with my exercise therapist the first time, just last Wednesday, knowing I have to meet with her again, she recommended 150 minutes a week of cardio, which is certainly not something I'm getting right now. And I have to get pre-surgery to show that I can commit to it before they'll even let me get the surgery, and then commit to it after the surgery till I'm dead forever. And that's very little exercise for a lot of people. It's a lot for me. But then I really started thinking about the deep answer there, and I think I understand what he's trying to say. The more I talk about people with who've had bariatric surgery, they talk about 6 weeks of hell to get you a lifetime of improvement. And they say that 6 weeks, chronic depression creeps in, and the misery creeps in, and the physical, the weight of everything, and the pain and everything just kind of weighs on you. And I thought, am I going to be able to work during that 6 weeks? And am I going to have to cut back on work to find more time to exercise? Am I going to have to cut back from this because I'm chronically depressed dealing with it? And what is that going to mean for the channel? What's that going to mean for the YouTube algorithm? What's that going to mean for my viewers? What's that going to mean for the Twitch stream watchers? What's that going to mean for me? Because not only do I have to give up the addiction to food, and I have to do that right now. They want me logging all of my food. The changes started yesterday. We have to start making all the pre-surgery commitments. Like, I can't even use a straw anymore. I have to give up the straw. Sometime this week, if you ever see me drinking, I'm always drinking out of this thing with a straw. I have to give up straws. I have to give up caffeine. I have to give up sugar. I have to give up all of this stuff, and I have to commit to it and prove that I've done it before they'll ever touch me. And then I have to do that again for the rest of my life. So not only do I have to give up stuff like that, but cutting back on the thing that I really, really love, which is this. Oh, man. I'm giving up 2 addictions at once. Whew. And it's going to hurt my bottom line. I worry about, is it going to hurt the algorithm where you won't be able to find my videos anymore? What's it going to do? Easy way out my ass. But these are the changes we've been fighting for. These are the changes we want to make. These are the changes we need to make. And I know you will be there for me if I cut back so that I have to exercise more and move more and get this weight off of me. And I know that, but I'm scared, man. I'm just scared. And I guess I will be until I prove that it can be done. Maybe a year after the surgery, I'll look back on it and be 100 pounds lighter and say, that wasn't so hard. So I guess I'll be scared till then. I'm used to being scared. I'm used to being scared. I'm used to being anxious. I'm used to being crazy. But I think that's why you love me. And that's why I love you guys. So, I'm not going to worry about it. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm going to go spend some time with my wife and my dog. And I hope you guys have an excellent week this week. And I hope you don't worry about me too much because I'm not that worried about it. I never really have been, which is obvious. It's only very recently that I started worrying in the last 5 years or so. And even then, I haven't been doing a very good job of it. So I'm going to go do a very good job at keeping my wife and my dog happy. And I'm going to go enjoy a little bit of time with them. And I hope you have a great day. And will be a lot of good videos up for you this week, I promise you. We got gaming news coming, and there's plenty of unboxings and games getting played on Twitch. I'd love it if you join me there. And we'll spend what time we have together before surgery. And I promise you I'll do everything I can to spend time with you afterwards. Guys, thanks for watching. I love you very much. And if we're going to use a keyword this week, let's talk about time. I've used a keyword a lot, but I've been thinking about it a lot because I've been living on borrowed time for as long as I can remember. So use the word time in your comment section below. It's about time. How long is this video? What was the time of this video? Did you have a good time? Have you been having a good time on my channel? Are you having a good time on YouTube? Guys, as always, thanks for watching. I love you very much, and I'll speak with you again soon. That was a good time. This video was a good time. Feel a little bit better. A little bit.